back, everyone! I hope you're all ready for the very special presidential episode of Celeb English. Ada presiden satu yang bolos hari ini di video karena there were no videos of him online speaking English. That's cool too. I mean, he looks super powerful in the clips I saw, like walking around with his own personal translator. Mereka lain sama kita. They just press a button and then like 10 of the smartest people in the world come and tell them whatever they want to know. Ini kan cuman hiburan saja sambil mungkin belajar sedikit dari kesalahan mereka pas bicara bahasa Inggris. Cause English is very important for worker ants like us, isn't it? Soekarno.
This is the first intercontinental conference of colored peoples, so-called colored peoples, in the history of mankind.
He could speak caveman English and I'd still marry him. You wouldn't want to marry him. He had many women. I don't care. When you're that gorgeous, it doesn't matter. I wish you had told me that when I was still gorgeous.
Leaders of Asian and African peoples can meet together in their own countries.
I didn't know his English was that good. He said own as if he was Dutch.
Own countries.
Which makes sense. I haven't found any errors yet, but he's reading a speech.
Every economic doctrine has its representative in this hall.
Doctrine, not doctrine. But it's spelled like it could be doctrine. Terus kalau di bahasa Inggris, ekonomi itu jadi economy. Kalau ekonomis, lain lagi, kita bacanya economic. Yeah, so there are a couple words that he mispronounces.
Confucianism, Hinduism, Confucianism, Hinduism.
He's emphasizing the ism. It should be like Hinduism, Confucianism. Again, not important, I know. Overall, Soekarno was like really good. Megawati. Can she speak English?
The search of unilateralism in international affairs has shunted aside the established democratic ways of resolving disputes between and among nations. The conflict in the Middle East and the unending war in Iraq continue to destabilize the global landscape.
That was exhausting. When you got like all those big words one after the other and you're stressing the wrong syllable every time, capek sekali dengerinnya. Unilateralism. Probably half her audience couldn't understand what she said.
I'm a native speaker and even I had to look unilateralism up in the dictionary. Yes, Megawati makes me feel stupid. I don't like it.
The still unresolved nuclear issue on the Korean Peninsula as well as
I kind of get the vibe that she didn't even understand what was written on the page. Maybe I would blame her speechwriter. She should be given kind of like a Donald Trump speech at the level of like a 6th grader. If it was a Donald Trump speech, she might have fooled me into thinking that she was better than she was. Itu pendapat saya tentang itu. I'm not dragging Megawati, by the way. I could learn a lot from her. Ini cuman ngobrol tentang bahasa Inggris. Kalau mau belajar kata baru, apalagi kata besar gitu, biar orang nggak capek dengerinnya, just check in your dictionary, where does the stress go? That will help immensely. Even if you're still rolling your R's, like, you know, Soekarno, great.
Great success.
But when you're talking about vulnerability and you say,
vulnerability,
that's difficult for me to decipher. Next, SBY.
I am impressed with the turnout this evening. And for the student, I hope you are not here today as an excuse to skip class. Don't take this the wrong way, but I find it interesting that I did not end up working for people who went to Harvard. It's actually people who went to Harvard who ended up working for me.
He does have an accent.
This evening,
Harusnya evening, tapi orang Indonesia bilang evening. But I understand him clearly. I liked his English a lot. I did. He kept it simple. Habibi?
It is almost impossible and misleading to describe the Indonesian Reformation by just observing and analyzing the happenings of the last 3 decades. without referring in the almost 7 decades of changes that had started.
I think his English is beautiful. He did stress the wrong syllable a couple times. Like he said decade
Decades.
instead of decade. But that's fine. We understood. I don't really get an Indonesian vibe from his accent. I get more like an Arabic vibe. Kalau aku harus tebak, aku pikir dia pasti hangoutnya sama orang Arab di luar negeri. And there are a lot of Arabs in Europe. Anyway, I liked his English. I think this might be my favorite one. Gustur.
Well, in a few isolated cases, which will be quote unquote, in my view, disturbing her or hurting her, then of course I will refrain. I will exercise my right. But in the affairs of the state, that is rare.
He's doing an interview. This is not a speech, right? So obviously his English is pretty good. Gustur has a very typical Indonesian accent. It's just like choppy style. But I kind of prefer this style than stressing the wrong syllable, because that to me is more distracting. Last but not least, we have Jokowi.
The relationship Singapore and Indonesia has been excellent.
Dia harusnya ngomong excellent. Itu suku kata pertama yang harus ditekan. Tuh, ada tanda itu tuh. Excellent. Lain sama excel, di mana suku kata kedua yang ditekan.
Singapore is top investor, #1 investor in Indonesia. Trade between Singapore and Indonesia is growing fast. Our people to people, our business to business, I believe, relationship between...
Did you catch that at the end there?
Relationship.
In Indonesian, like, is it garpu or garfu? They told me it was garfu. Now people are saying, no, it's garpu. And I'm like, what? No, I learned from a native speaker. And they said garfu. So there is a PF controversy in Indonesia. If he was the one reading Megawati's speech, I think it would just be like a natural disaster. But Jokowi has some really simple stuff written down. So nggak usah pakai translator, ini gua gitu loh. So I think that's cool in a way. But I wouldn't judge him for using a translator at all. And I'm sure he does. And again, I don't believe that presidents have to be able to speak English at all, really. So yeah, clap hand for everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.